I'm Aida Khan and you're watching For the Love of Food. So now generally as Pakistanis, we love meat as part of our meal, whether it's the chicken or the beef or the lamb or even the seafood. Today my love of food is being tested just a little bit. My friends have been trying to convince me that vegetarian cuisine can be equally fulfilling. I'm skeptical. However, I'm going to give it a shot as I've been invited to enjoy a 7-course vegetarian meal. Now the vegetables aren't just the token side dishes, they're actually the main course. So by the end of this show, let's see if the meat eater in me gets convinced. In Pakistan, meat is considered to be a sign of prosperity, with even the lowest income bracket hosts feeling pressurized to serve meat at grand occasions. Vegetarian cuisine, though more economical, has not been evolved or discovered as much, as the focus is always on lavish meat-based entrees. Anjum Rahman has willingly taken up the challenge of creating a complete vegetarian meal for me. She's a strong advocate of healthier living and believes that vegetarian diets, complemented with yoga and deep breathing techniques, amount to a better quality of life. So as I said, I've been invited to enjoy a 7-course vegetarian meal. However, as all shows go, I have to cook a little before that. So I'm here with Anjum. Thank you so much for inviting me, Anjum.
My pleasure.
And let's see, what are we going to make today?
We're going to make paneer makhni. Now, I've had to cheat a little bit and make the roux, which is the base of the sauce, earlier. Okay. What this involves is 1 kilogram of tomatoes, which we've boiled with 2.5 cups of water and a little bit of ginger and garlic. And that's been boiled for about half an hour to make a roux, which is like the base of a gravy.
Okay. Excellent.
The reason we're going to make paneer makhni is because, and we're going to use paneer, is because paneer and tofu are meat substitutes. And I'm going to convince you that meat is not necessary to fill your stomach.
All right.
So we're going to start with me requesting you to chop these, this is 1 cup in this measured of paneer, which you're going to cut into cubes for me.
Excellent.
About an inch cube.
An inch cube, so now I'm...
Okay, so thank you very much. While you do that, I am going to start by heating the oil. Okay, so I've put in 2.5 tablespoons of oil and I've put ajwain, which is onion seeds, into this as well. And I'm going to wait for it to start smoking before I add my other ingredients.
So basically, we're not going to make all the 7 dishes in this course right now, right?
No, I have saved you the arduous task of preparing 7 dishes, which doesn't take very long. But into this, I'm going to add onions. Flavor it. So now I'm just heating the onions up so that they cook. And then I've added, as you know, the onion seeds into the oil, waited for it to crackle. Right. Then I've added 1 onion. And as you can see, I don't really need much oil to prepare it.
No, that's really, really heartwarming to know that you're not putting in too much oil. Because essentially, there's a lot of focus on ghee and stuff in our cuisine.
Absolutely.
So here's my question to you, Anjum. Do you ever end up offending people for just serving vegetarian food?
Several times.
We love our meat. I've said this before.
I offend people all the time until they eat the food I make.
Wow. Well,
and then they ask me, they say, "Isme to kuch zarur hoga." And I say, "No, I'm sorry, this is just vegetarian."
So no chicken stock or beef stock or something stock even, huh?
Vegetarian stock, my friend.
Right.
Okay, so I've added another 3 tablespoons of ginger to this because this is going to become like a sort of a coating for the paneer.
Okay.
To that, I add some dhania, which is coriander powder.
So just dried dhania.
That's right. Some garam masala. And then the last thing I add is a little bit of red chili. So you can just pop that in here.
Okay. My bare hands, which are clean.
That's fine.
Okay.
I feel my food all the time, so.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
There's a logic attached to that as well, I am sure. Although what you said about the meat, when the meat is killed, the trauma gets into your body,
yes,
made a lot of sense. I still wasn't convinced enough to quit eating meat. I have to give you that.
Well, like I said, I became vegetarian about a good 9-10 months ago, and I've never looked back.
Essentially, I believe that for better well-being, you need to have a balance between your food and your diet and your exercise, and keep yourself stress-free.
Absolutely.
So that I 100% agree with. Still not sold on the no meat part, though, by the way.
The meat? Well, wait till you try these cheese.
I mean, I can see myself doing it for a couple of days.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take about 8 cardamom. You can get elaichi powder. I don't believe in using that. I just love pounding
Do you
things.
take out the outer layer of it, all the cover of it, or do you
When I pounded it,
Yeah.
yeah, it comes out automatically, and then I just
And
sort
then
of
you just pick it out.
Yeah, you just pick it out. There's a great, trust me, there's a lot of pleasure in pounding the daylights out of cardamom or
I've
anything.
done that to meat once.
Anything.
It was a lot of fun.
Anything in a
Not
pestle
just
and
meat.
mortar.
No, I'm sure. And I mean, we've done this in one of the villages we went to as well once, and you were using the actual silbatta and doing it
Yeah.
with that, and that really brings out the fumes as well. I mean,
So now I'm going to take this, which is about just about a tablespoon,
right.
and I'm going to pop that into the.
So I see you're adding that towards the end so that the aroma gets infused.
That's right, and
a
you
little
want to
later on.
spice it so that you can taste. You can still taste the food. You don't put so much chili into it that you can't taste what you're making
Right.
at all.
That is
And
good.
this is again garam masala,
Okay.
ground.
So you put garam masala in here as well, and you're putting
That's
it in
right.
there as well.
That's
Okay.
just sort of like a coating, and it doesn't really. It's sort of stuck to the pan. And then this is sort of ginger and garlic. I like to keep them separate because garlic tends to overpower ginger. So I use
So you put more ginger and
less
half
garlic. So
of
that's
that.
about two teaspoons of that.
And this is the way it maintains your paneer maintains its texture because it's been coated with that stuff.
That's
right.
right.
And it's
And it's
interesting to see
also
not
why
broken.
don't you can also taste it and taste the actual ginger and yes, absolutely. Now so this is paneer makhni. So we have to put makhan into it, which is just one little bit and 2. That's
Okay.
it. I'm not going to put any more. And so then I'm going to take this roux, pour it in. And then do a quick switcheroo. Mix that, cook it for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to mix in a little bit of, I'm supposed to put in cream according to the recipe. I've cheated, I put it
Healthy.
Yeah, this has got a whole lot of milk
Okay.
and that too low fat milk
Okay.
and very little cream.
And so basically you're adding the cream just for the texture.
That's right. So here we have it. We've added our creamy milky concoction and we just slowly sort of mix it in.
And you still have the flame on, right? Or
No,
have you
I've
switched
turned it off.
Okay.
I've turned it off. I don't want it to be too overcooked.
So you've added the milk and cream, and I am going to go in for a bite. It's hot. Wow, it's really, really good. And the texture of the paneer isn't making me, I mean, I'm not going to go as far as saying it's not making me want chicken in there, but it's still good enough. It's quite substantial. I like that. I can't wait to see what are we making next now.
We're making crispy bhindi.
What masala are we adding to
We've
it?
added to this chaat masala, garam masala, a little bit of khatai, which is amchur, and a little bit of red pepper, like
Red
lal
pepper.
mirchi, and salt.
And salt.
Okay. And then what I've done is that we covered the bhindi with it and make sure that each one is coated.
Okay.
And then I believe that you were asking me about the actual picking out the vegetables. Now imagine you have somebody you care about very much and you tell them that I actually picked each one of these.
Did you really? Are you trying to tell me that you picked out every single one of these? You went to the sabzi wala and you looked at every single bhindi and you said, I want to use this today or I don't want to use this today.
Absolutely, because you are what you eat. What I believe and what practitioners of yoga believe is that food is life source, prana. and you want to pick food which has high prana so that you have high energy levels. If you imagine, you dress, you spend so much money on your body, like on the outside of your body, on your clothes, on your jewelry, on your makeup, your hair. But what about what goes inside you? Your brain, your lungs, your stomach. You have to raise your energy levels so that your productivity increases, so that you're calm, so that you're relaxed.
And all of that depends on the bhindi that you pick out at the store.
Absolutely. If it's a good quality bhindi, your prana is raised. So now what we do is we're going to take some. We've covered it with a bit of the masalas that I told you. And then we take besan, 3 tablespoons, and then we sprinkle it all over.
And the besan has been added so the moisture in it gets sort of locked in and it doesn't get too wet.
And when you fry it, it's a little crunchy.
Oh,
okay.
excellent.
So I'm going to take my good wok or patila here, and this needs to be nice and hot. So I'm going to add almost the entire bottle of oil.
Now, health benefits of being vegetarian. There are quite a few of them as well in terms of helps maintain your blood sugar levels as well. If you're diabetic, I hear that it's actually a good way to go. All right, so just testing it to see if the oil is hot enough.
Needs to be a little more.
What vegetables do you think in Pakistan? What are your vegetables of choice for cooking, considering you are the expert on vegetarian cuisine?
Broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, potatoes, tomatoes, all the squashes you can think of, which is your lauki, turai, all of those.
We have quite a variety.
Quite a
of
repertoire
squashes,
here.
yeah.
You have quite a repertoire here of vegetarian options.
What meat was your favorite meat, or what is it? The one thing that if you were ever to kind of cheat on your vegetarianism,
The fish.
The fish.
Yeah, I've never been much of a meat eater or chicken eater, but I love fish and seafood.
And so there's no way the vegetarianism can include a little bit of seafood because it's not really.
Not vegetarian then. If you include fish and seafood, it's not vegetarian.
It's still, you know, a little like less traumatic than eating, than
but
killing the cow
you
and the
know,
chicken.
The fact is that the day you cheat, the next day you try and meditate, you can't. The day I cheat, okay, and I have cheated. Okay.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. I didn't know if
I
you wanted
have
to answer
cheated.
that on TV. But
The
have you ever
day,
cheated?
yes, I have, and the day I do, the next morning.
And you cheated on vegetarianism with fish?
Yes.
So what you're trying to tell me is that because I don't eat only vegetarian food, everything that I'm doing is not up to par, essentially. It's not 100% of what I could be doing.
Well, how do you think you'd be if you could be 100% of what you could produce every single minute that you're awake?
Scary.
Exactly. So now it's getting, it's quite warm. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to divide it into 2 batches, okay?
Okay.
Roughly into 2. And I'm going to take these but I have to make sure that each is separate. Okay, so I sprinkle them into the oil. Trustworthy strainer, and I'm going to use it. I can't do it too much because it's going to get the basin off it, the coating off it.
And it also starts sticking together if you're going to move it too much.
Yes, but I have to make sure that they're not sort of clumping together.
Right.
Just be there. The edges start to go a bit golden and then it's ready to come out. So now we start taking it out.
So what vegetable is your most hateful vegetable? What do you hate in vegetables? Come on, there's got to be some. You can't be so
I don't like
indifferent about
Karelas.
it. Karelas.
I don't like them.
Yeah, those are one of my least favorite vegetables as well.
Either you want to try one?
Yes, for sure. So do you leave it out to dry a little bit so that it crisps up, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah, because it's a little soggy right now, I think. Yum. I think it would be really good if you
sprinkle some
a little more masala on top of it.
You have to anyway.
At the end.
Yeah.
But not to say that I'm not going to go for seconds. So. All right, so now we're going to carry on and assemble this food.
In the thali.
I'm excited about this assembly process as well. Let's go. Just as as important as the preparation of the meal is the presentation. All our courses were placed on a clean banana leaf, the idea being that one can just scoop out their portion and eat it right off the leaves. I chose to grab my own plate.
So the meal is ready, Aida. I would like you to enjoy the vegetarian thali.
I'm so excited to go try this and can't wait for it. So let's go and get me started on this food. As I did not want my own personal bias to completely take over the judging of this meal, we invited over 2 people to join us. One was a self-proclaimed carnivore and the other a vegetarian friend of Anjum's. My preference for meat lies somewhere happily in the middle of these 2 extremes. Having had my share of the alternative lifestyle for one meal, I decided to ask for my own plate instead of eating off the banana leaf communal style. Can I pass anyone else some bhindi? Because this is really, really, really cute.
I love the alus. You are right.
The alus are
the best.
And you know, I have to admit, I'm not missing the meat with the... I have to admit, yes, I'm saying this on air. No, that just came out today. But I'm not really missing the meat. But I don't think I can do this every day. But I think it's... So you're vegetarian, I believe.
I'm vegetarian, yes.
And how long have you been vegetarian for?
7 years.
Oh my God.
Feels good.
And you don't miss meat? Because she misses meat still, but I guess she's...
Sometimes.
She's a rookie in the game of vegetarianism, right? And this dahi, I'm supposed to have it with what?
Dahi is with the dal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think the cheese is pretty good.
That's all he's eating.
I'm totally hooked on the cheese.
Because you're getting your fat content in the cheese as well, and it's giving you a texture.
Next time I'll try tofu on you.
See, I don't mind tofu. A lot of people who are not vegetarian don't like the taste of tofu. I don't mind tofu. I think tofu in soups and tofu in stir fries is really, really good.
Taste of tofu is like...
I throw chicken in there in the tofu.
The best thing about vegetarian food is, after you've eaten it, you feel even better. With feed meat, for example, you feel like...
Yeah.
You know, I feel... But I really like it. I really like this food, and I think I could have this meal at least once a week.
So you want me to make this for you once a week?
That was my
Your next
my hint.
This is what you do when you cook for friends. This is what happens.
Since you helped chop the cube.
Since I have chopped. Don't you think the texture of the paneer is perfect? The cube size and everything is brilliant. That's what adds to the
I think the
taste.
size is perfect. You were brilliant.
It's all in the dimension thing.
Has added to the wonderfulness of this paneer. So, as a meat eater, would you go to just a plain vegetarian dinner? Like, if somebody said, okay, come Saturday night, we're going to serve you just vegetarian food.
I try not to. But you know, I mean, if I have to, and if stuff like this is cooked over there, I wouldn't mind. I really like the stuff, and I wasn't expecting this because I like meat so much. I'd even bite a cow on the street. You know, I mean, I like it that much.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're scaring me.
Yeah. But this is not bad. This is pretty good for me, at least.
And I think this has got a perfect blend of textures and different flavors, and I mean, really interesting combinations. I like the dal and the dahi combination, and yes, the paneer, the aloo is absolutely phenomenal. All right, so you might lose a few friends. They might not come over for dinner sometimes, but vegetarianism essentially makes you feel much more wholesome and fresher. So you've convinced me for tonight. I mean, I'm happy with my meal today. Tomorrow morning, I might want to wake up and still have my cheeseburger. But yes, you roll your eyes at me. Thank you. But well, it's been a great experience. Thank you so much, Anjum, for cooking with me.
My pleasure.
And showing me the different side of vegetarian cuisine. I'll catch you guys next week. If you have any thoughts on today's show, please send us an email on flf@dawnnews.tv.